All right, this video covers the cider that I had taken out of the fermenter on Sunday. Here's the deal on cider. The yeast are going to eat right through it. They'll tear it up. And it turns out that it finishes really dry, like champagne. If you were to carbonate it as it sits right now, you'd have something that tastes like champagne. So it's taken me a while to figure this out, but what you need to do is put sugar back into it. And you can do that in the several forms: honey, fruit juices, regular sugar, brown sugar, maple syrup. But what's going to happen is there's still yeast in there. The yeast is going to start eating that new sugar and fermenting all over again, and it can really, cause a mess. So what you need to do is kill the yeast and basically re-sanitize the cider. And once we do that, then we can go ahead and I can add sugar to it or backsweeten it. One recipe I have that's really good is you put in 4 apple juice concentrates that are raspberry apple juice. They're all 100% fruit, no fructose, and it gives you this like a raspberry apple cider that's really good. But right now, what I need to do is I'm going to add 2 chemicals into the beer. They're in a lot of things, to include red wine, because these are winemaking kind of procedures. Winemakers have to do the same stuff. You know, if they drank wine the way it finished at fermentation, it would taste terrible. All right, so the first one is going to be potassium sorbate. What that does is stops the yeast. It's used to basically stun the yeast and stop them from fermenting the new sugar that I throw in. The other thing is potassium metabisulfite. And what that's used for is in a small concentrate, it stops the yeast from turning into vinegar and oxidizing. Because that's one thing that can happen here. So I've got the stuff measured out. It's like 5, I've got it written down. It's not that important. But what I'm going to do is dissolve it in a 1/4 cup of hot water and just stir that until it goes into solution. And then I'm just going to dump it in the keg, kind of shake the keg for a while, and let it sit for a couple days. So I haven't carbonated the cider yet. So right now it's just basically 5 gallons of apple wine. So, and it tastes real good. I had an extra gallon that I was drinking, and I would do half a pint of the cider, the apple wine, and then half a glass of apple juice on top of that, and it really tasted good. All right, so now I'm going to take this, put it into the keg, let it sit for a few days, and then we'll do the next step in the back sweetening. That's all for now.